Welcome back to Ferocious Education, this is Ed. Today we're going to be talking once more about Sundial Cannabis. Now I did talk about Sundial before, but today we're giving a really good update for due diligence parts, technical analysis, institutional buyers, short interest in what I think about this one. So without further ado, let's jump right into this one. If you're interested to check my last video, you'll find it in the description below, but today we have a ton of good news. So back on to July 7th, this is massive. Sundial increased the commitment to Sunstream Bancorp Incorporation by $350 million. Now previously the commitment was $188 million, and previously before that it was actually even lower than that. So all amounts are in Canadian dollars, and its total currently would be around $538 million. That is massive. I'll talk about the implications of that in a second. But before that, keep in mind that their first quarter, they announced that they have around $969.5 million of unrestricted cash, no outstanding debt, and around $1.08 billion as of May 7th of cash. So the cash itself in total probably is currently sitting closer to $1 billion anyway. In terms of the PowerPoint here, just in case you never heard about Sundial, welcome aboard. So they have different brands portfolio. This is not just what they're actually just holding, because they do hold different companies, including ones for extracts or other things like chocolates, etc. So first off, you got Grasslands, which is discount pricing. You got Palmetto, which is convenience and value pricing. You got Sundial, which is experience at core pricing. You got Craft of BC Weed as a craft premium core pricing, and Top Leaf as premium pricing for concierge. And what you're seeing here is they each have their each products, whether vapes, buds, rolls, and you get to see as well that the Sunstream core is highlighted closer on towards the bottom. But before then, take a look into Inner Spirit overview. So this company, Sundial, has been amazing at actually going ahead and buying other different companies. So it's not only becoming in its own company as a massive, but it's also buying smaller companies and becoming in more of a holding for the cannabis industry. So for instance, this one here, Inner Spirit Holdings franchisor operates a recreational cannabis stores across Canada with 86 total stores in operation under the Spirit Leaf name. The corporate retail operation operates 19 wholly owned corporate retail stores across Ontario, Alberta, and Saskatchewan. Now the franchise retail operator supports a chain of 67 franchise Spirit Leaf retailers across Ontario, Alberta, BC, Newfoundland, and Saskatchewan. And they operate one of the largest franchise retail in Canada. And so they just bought that up, and you can expect that they continue to do so with other different companies. So Sunstream Bancorp, this is a 50-50 joint venture between Sundial and SAF that will leverage a strategic financial and operational partnership to generate asymmetric enhanced risk return opportunities in the cannabis industry to provide exposure to a portfolio of attractive debt, equity, and hybrid investment. So this one here, you're looking at the GV expects to pursue various mandates, which potentially includes a special opportunity cannabis fund. See, the initial commitment here was $188 million. Currently, it's up to $539, and you're seeing a Canadian SPAC and other investments as a part of this. So just to double check, it is 538, not 539 million, but very close. So you get to see here that the global legal cannabis market is expected to reach around $47 billion by 2025. Now, if you were to take a quick look, this is the global, right? If you were to take a look into the Canadian market, so if you were to look into between 2018 and 2020, by late last year, almost 8% of Canadians reported using cannabis daily, or almost daily, an increase of 5.4% in legalization and 6.19% in 2019. All adult age groups showed a substantial increase. Among those from 18 to 24 age group in 2018, 28.1% reported use of cannabis in the past 3 months. In the late 2020, it rose to 35.6%. And I have a feeling it will continue to raise because of a lot of things. Life doesn't get easier. Even if we start opening, you know how hard it is for someone between 18 to 24 to buy a house in Canada, especially in Ontario and BC? Yeah. So that will make them consume a lot of weed instead. So Anyway, from institutional buyers, institutions remain a bit more bullish on the bullish side. You have Heritage Wealth adding on Friday 180,000 shares back into Bailey Advisors 11,000, Brookstore Capital 43,000. But you also have some who divested from this one. Visual Wear Management, Global Retirement Partners, and FNY Investments. We don't have an exact number on how much they divested out, but overall it looks more bullish than bearish, as there is more shares being added than sold. Now, in terms of the short interest, the short interest here is very interesting because on the last 3 days, you hovered around 40%. In the last 2 days, almost for the first time ever with the exception of 7th of July, you're hovering above 40% of short interest. Basically, you're seeing a lot of shorting activity into this one. And as you get to see, the stock price is below $1 currently. Now, in terms of the price over book for this one, it's 140. The SP 500 price over book is around 467. So it's really undervalued in that metric. Price over sales is not there. But here's what they can do, and this is what they're doing currently. They're going ahead and buying all other different smaller companies that still is profitable and putting it under the management of Sundial. So they acquired Inner Spirit Holdings. If you keep going on back, you'll find other commitments, other companies as well. This is the previous increase, by the way, I was talking about 288 million. So it was previously, I believe, 100 million. And you also had capital partnerships previously. This is relating towards SAF. You also had them previously having issues with the minimum NASDAQ bid rule. And currently I expect them to as well have that as well. And you get to see that they did raise a good amount of money. Premium Concentrate Products was acquired as well under Top Leaf brand. And you also have them announcing concentrate license agreement with Simply Solventness. So you get to see they are very active. Now, before even going on towards technical analysis, if you would like to see more contents like this, make sure to hit the subscribe button on the bottom right corner and turn on your bell notification button. Don't forget as well to drop a like to this video. If you would like to as well chat a bit more about this one, my Discord server is in the description below, totally free. Once you go on there, head to the trading floor and chat up. Now, in terms of SEC filings, we don't have anything interesting, anything new in the SEC filing other than the usual things, annual meetings. We're going to go in the next video about the leadership, the CEOs, and what each of these directors really bring to the table. But this video is already becoming long enough. So just to wrap it up, short interest is quite high into this one. Even though the short float is 1425, I expect this to increase for the next reporting time. Let's move on towards technical analysis. Now, on the 1 month, 1 day perspective for technical analysis, you're seeing that the 50 SMA is above the 200 SMA, which is bullish, but the 30 EMA is above the 10 SMA, which is bearish. You also see the price point is below the 50 SMA, and it's really touching that 200 SMA line. The SMA line, the 200 point, is around 0.81. Below there, it's bearish. And you get to see that the 80X is showing more of a sloppy movement. 28% R shows it's highly oversold, meaning an equilibrium situation, you can have more buyers coming in, which usually leads the stock price up. In terms of the MACD, you're getting to see that it is currently in a negative trend, and it can easily reverse back as you get to see momentum is stable, and it's very close to zero, so it can easily reverse back. In terms of the stochastic fast and stochastic slow, both are actually at a bit of a dangerous level. You get to see that still you can actually bounce back at the bottom because they're not really at the top. So I would say it could be an interesting time to buy. We'll talk about supports and resistances in a second. In terms of moving average bands, you get to see that this one is expected to trade around $1 in the top and 82 cents at the bottom. In the middle, there's a 91 cents resistance. But currently the moving average bands are pinpointing downwards, so be careful of that. It could be more of a trend. Now, on the Fibonacci retracements, the reason I'm using this one is high frequency traders use it. So on the resistance part, you got 104, 160, 205, 250, 314, and 396, and the support is around 14 cents. On a price line action, there's a very interesting currently support here, the 81 cents. That's critical. Below there, 69 cents. Below there, 640. Below there, 44 cents, and below there you're looking into around 33 cents to 25 cents. Resistances. There is currently a very strong resistance that you're going to be looking at 91 cents. Above there, 106. Above there, you're looking into 132, 150, and then going to 173, 194, going up to around 223, and we'll talk about the rest once we get there. In terms of analyst recommendations, in the last few months, they did have a bit of downgrades and different upgrades, different iteration. So the last one was an upgrade to a price target of 70 cents by Sean, I guess, Murr, and the success rate is 45% and 8% as an average return. This person reiterated a sell at 45 cents, although their success rate is around 48% with an average return of -6%. If you held cash, you beat this person last year. In terms of 140 here, a hold, and this person's success rate is around 48% with 18% average return. So all in all, the average price target is around 70 cents with a 13% downside. Now, usually I don't really trust these, but you know, I don't think they get Sundial as much in terms of all their recent activities, so that's an interesting thing to see. Now, in terms of where I think this one is going to go, I still remain bullish about Sundial's future. I think they have enough capital, no debt. It does continue to look lucrative. Now, where do I see it going? I really hope that it doesn't drop below the 70 cents. That could be a really crucial moment for it. If it does drop below the 70 cents, the next one is 50 cents. Now, that might not seem a lot, but that's 20 cents out of 50 cents. So that's quite a lot, almost 40%, 30%. Now, it does need to go above $1 for compliance reasons. If it does drop below $1 for a longer time, it will not regain compliance. Now, what I think about this one, or what's the price target, I think in the longer term, this one will definitely really prosper and probably raise some shares later on if they're ever in trouble. So be careful of that, but I think they're still more bullish than bearish. What do you think about the sticker? Make sure to mention down in the comments below. Share, subscribe, and like, and have a wonderful day. Now, if you're still here on this video, make sure to drop down below and join our Discord. We have a lot of different things going on, including, for instance, members that gives picks for free. It's not pump and dumps, we just things we think about, swings, etc. We also have really exciting bots. You can actually use those ones. For instance, we're just testing out this bot, for instance, that gives you Fibonacci resistance points, activities, etc. And we have a bunch of free things, totally free. We run on tips here, and you can ask me questions, suggest stocks, etc. It's a really nice community that has been growing up very fast at a very good rate, and it's totally free. If you would like to join that one, feel free to do so in the description below, and have a wonderful day.